So, Mark and Lyndsay, you've been working with us for a while. What was your situation like before you came to work with Zigs?
Okay, so we run a bed and breakfast, and because of COVID, we'd not been doing as much exercise as we would normally have done. So we were already at a point where we needed to have a proper exercise plan, but the lockdown really made us worry about our capacity to actually start up again, because not doing the stairs made us both a lot bigger and also out of breath when we did.
This was January 21. I think we decided leading up to Christmas, and we just got Christmas out of the way, such as it was that year, and joined you. I think the first session was very early January 21, maybe February.
Yeah, what was your reason for getting in touch? Because obviously you said you were worried, you realized, obviously a difficult time for a lot of people in terms of their health and their well-being. What was it that made you sort of, just take that leap of action in getting in touch?
Well, we'd seen your card, your promotional material, and it looked appropriate, not least because there weren't slim young things on there, because we're not slim young things. It was people like us.
Real people.
That was the key thing. Yeah, real people, not people who walk into a gym and know what all the machines are called, let alone what they do, which is certainly not us. So in terms of the drivers, it was things like weight and flexibility and so on. Lynn's got some other challenges as well. But in terms of why you rather than a gym or somebody else, it was, yes, you were local and handy and so on, but also you just looked like the sort of person that would help people like us. And that turned out to be absolutely true.
I think it was the wording, the fact that it said it was further back, or the muscles or aching, rather than do you want to be a fit young thing, as Mark says, really.
Yeah, it's not about having a six-pack.
Yeah, we're not interested in running marathons or running full stop, really. All of that sort of stuff. The idea of the body beautiful is long gone. It's more about being fit and being able to keep active. A moving target is harder to hit, as they say. So
sure, yeah, more about the wellness journey than anything.
Yeah.
Than the look.
Yes.
Yeah, great. And did you have any sort of reservations about getting in touch? Because obviously it was locked down, so we were doing it virtually. Any reservations?
I think we both learn and deal with things like this in very different ways. We didn't want a sergeant major, I don't think, but we needed pushing or guiding in particular ways that were appropriate to us. So that was a concern, that it wouldn't be, that the approach would be sort of generic rather than tailored or personal. Which obviously it turned out that it was fine. That was the sort of thing, and also that it would be, to use a horrible phrase, age appropriate.
For me, I think I was really nervous because I've got a lot of scar tissue about hurting myself. That was my key concern, really.
So Mark, for you, it was more about sort of that nudging approach rather than someone shouting at you.
Yeah, but also doing it properly.
Yes.
You can look on YouTube and you'll see hundreds of videos saying this, that, and the other, but you've no idea what you should actually be doing with your issues at your stage in life. We needed a personal intervention from that point of view.
Yeah, and obviously for me, I've worked in falls prevention and that side of things, as well as on the health and fitness side. Yeah. And Lyndsay, you were saying that you were concerned because you've got scar tissue. How's that journey been for you?
Well, it's been really, really good, because I think combining the fitness training program and you're sort of constantly being aware of what was going on, but also the massage, that really helped, I think, because it made, I think, possibly, I'm speaking for you now, but I think it made you more aware of exactly what I was talking about. Yeah, and I overcame something which is always really hard. If you've had operations, I would imagine, of any kind, you're always, I don't know, really shy about your body. I don't know. I'm really concerned, as I say, that it could be hurt. And having to tell your story, it's very hard to tell your story when you've been through a few things. So yeah, you make that really, really easy.
Yeah, it's that sort of vulnerability in the body, isn't
Yeah,
it, that we hold?
absolutely.
Yeah, totally. Well,
Mhm.
thank you for sharing that. And Mark, if you could think about what your biggest sort of benefits and takeaways have been for you in your journey with us, can you kind of walk us through that?
Well, I mean, I suppose the most visible one is that there's a lot less of me than there used to be. I think I was about 250 and I'm less than 200 now.
So about 50
And
pounds shifted.
yeah, so, you know, about 20% of me has gone, that was then. I don't think I appreciated just how big I was, because you didn't see anybody, did you, during lockdown? So you got nothing to, nobody was going, oh, you look chubby or whatever. So that's an obvious and visible one. Obviously, that has meant as well having to change a few clothes, which has been a bit expensive, but there you go.
Good excuse for new shopping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And most importantly now is being able to keep there. So, and that's as much the sort of dietary advice, and as well as doing the exercising and trying to do some movement. That's been.
And what about things like your flexibility, your strength, your balance? And obviously there's a bigger health picture, you know, when you've lost that weight as well.
I mean, certainly things like making lots of beds, my back isn't hurting as it used to, things like that. I'm not spilling stuff on a tray in terms of balance and so on. So all of that's obviously much better.
And what about it? Yeah, also like in terms of your mental health as business owners, you know, it was a difficult time financially for people, wasn't it? During that time, you know, will we be able to reopen?
Yeah, I think that was perhaps less of an issue for us. I think we were always fairly confident in where we are and who we are. So yeah, the mental side was less of a challenge for me, certainly. And I think for Lynn, she can obviously speak for herself, once she'd overcome that initial hurdle that she was talking about earlier.
Yeah, definitely. So sorry, Claire, what was the question for me?
Yeah, so just walk us through your journey.
Okay. So I arrived feeling that I really needed to be stretched, particularly in the core. My core strength was very poor. And I was aware that my balance was bad because I had sore feet. And you helped me tremendously with sort of actually diagnosing why I had sore feet, by making sure I went to the GP, but also by then adapting my program to work out exactly how we could continue to strengthen things. I think my upper body strength is, I'm still working on it, but that's a lot better. So generally all of me is a lot stronger and more toned. I think it's fair to say I have lost some weight, but it wasn't about weight loss for me really, or healthy eating, because I had a fairly good handle on that. It was more about my gut response to things, and things like that, really.
Great.
Yeah, but I'm massively better.
Great. Yeah. And if you had a message, both of you, for people, you know, watching this video and perhaps thinking of trying Zigs out and going through our transformation plan, what would that message be?
Give it a go. You know, what have you got to lose, really?
50 pounds by the sound of it.
Well, yeah. Well, hopefully you haven't got £50, but if you have, you've got a damn good chance of losing it.
Well, I think often when people do come to work with us, they've got anywhere between half a stone and 4 stone to shift. For some it's more, yeah. But I'd say on average, yeah.
I mean, I think for us the biggest challenge, we'd recognise the physical need. The mental thing was less of an issue. The main mental thing was actually just getting up and doing it. You know, taking the first step, as it were.
Yeah, that mindset of committing.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I suppose New Year's is a traditional time to do that. And, you know, we're nothing if not traditional.
And how about you, Lyndsay, if you had a message for?
I think I would say what Mark said, don't stop thinking about it and start doing it, because it's something for you. And I think we all need to actually do something for ourselves. We're so busy running about doing things for other people. And I know a lot of people that worry with the financial side of things, but I would say it is so worth it. You know, it's a pair of shoes, or, you know, something like
A
that.
meal out or something.
Exactly. Spend it
Yeah.
on yourself.
Yeah.
Long term, it'll make you so much better. That's what I would say.
Totally. It's that investment in your health and well-being and your you
Yeah.
time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, we're both late 50s, early 60s. So we're working on the basis of, you know, we want to have X number of years, 20 years or whatever, before we start having to slow down. Once we've stopped this, we don't want to stop this and then sit in an armchair for the rest of our lives. We want to be able to move and walk around and do walks around Devon or whatever.
Yeah, and enjoy your retired life.
Exactly so. And in order to do that, we can't sort of suddenly stop working and then do it. We've got to be in a place where we can work and do it at the same time. It's a long-term thing as well, rather than just a short-term need.
Totally. It's a lifestyle change, isn't it?
Yeah.
Great. Fab. Well, thank you for sharing.
Well, thank
You're
you
very
for
welcome.
working.
Yes, thank you, Claire. Thank you for everything.